Yo, so I'm back for another episode, and today we'll be discussing about man of Reddit who proposed and she says no, and basically they discuss what happened afterwards. So the first post that I come across initially named the people in the relationship as friend A and B, but I feel that it is my duty to humanize this aspect of things. Therefore, I shall name friend A Tyler because that's a cool name, and friend B Jessica because that's also a cool name to add substance to the story and basically personify the void and sorrow engendered by this story. Whoa, foreshadowing. Whoa. Okay. Tyler, as expected from an alpha male, went down on one knee, which I don't know if it happened that way, but I like to romanticize things. And going down on one knee to propose is a pretty romantic gesture. So he proposed to Jessica but received an aberration of a reply where she did not know how to react and denied him, decimating his heart. I mean, this guy had the courage to propose, did it, and ended up a defeated man. Still deserves our respect though, cause at least he had the courage to propose. I mean, it's as though he did a bunch of dribble moves, sizes up his opponent, and after ankle breaking his defender, he misses his wide open layup. It has to be very anticlimactic, right? So apparently Tyler and Jessica coincidentally both decided that they will propose to each other. Whoa, what a twist! So this level of congruence seems almost scripted and usually happens in books written exclusively by Shakespeare, cough cough, Romeo and Juliet. So for a period of time, Jessica went into a meltdown and alienated herself from Tyler. Okay, I don't understand this whole unnecessary situation Jessica put herself in when she clearly loved Tyler and was even willing to spend the rest of her life with him. Just in case you don't know, rest of your life is a pretty long time. Unless she plans to divorce him after marrying for bonus style points, which I highly doubt anyone does that anymore. Okay, just kidding, but so the story basically proceeds with Tyler using his money to travel. Like, whoa, he's flying. Which arguably is a good way to get rid of grief. But only when you have money, otherwise that sorrow compounds when you look at your bank account after the trip. Turns out this man decides to pick a nomadic lifestyle and ends up traveling around the earth for a year. Unsure whether or not Tyler and Jessica contacted each other in this period of time. I assume they didn't, because it turns out Tyler during his trip in Peru fell in love with another woman and came back a married man. Sadly, Jessica wasn't invited nor informed about the marriage and decided to give Tyler a welcome back surprise as she waited for him at the airport for a proposal. That's so sad, right? Like, I shall cue the sad music now. I can't, but anyways. The problem is I can't even wrap my head around this story. Like, if two people genuinely love each other, does it really matter who proposes to who? Like, 4 rings is better than 2, and 7 rings is the best song ever. I guess maybe if you get flustered by the pressure arising from the fairy tale plot, but still, that doesn't really explain why she would cut off contact with the man she loves. This type of eccentricity confuses me beyond my rational comprehension, so I guess the only way to solve the crux of this issue is to write a literature book. Tyler ends up happily married, whereas Jessica lives in regret. Like, the moral of the story, right, is that one's greatest tragedy may be a blessing, while someone else's tragedy may still end up a tragedy. Therefore, the consequence of the tragedy is completely arbitrary, and the moral of this story has been deconstructed. Okay, so the next story is about this person who already spoke to his significant other about the proposal. Right off the bat, we see the juxtaposition between this user and Tyler. Better to place himself in a position of fortitude rather than a compromised one, right? Saving the effort for any contingency plans, right? Everything should go smooth at this point as the user clearly planned out everything and basically scripted how his proposal would go, like some prank videos, right? Yet, at the moment this person proposes in front of everyone, which includes their friends, his partner asked him to get up on his feet and basically shoot him away, right? So once again, a detrimental move, crushing almost even the strongest of hearts. This one's pretty confusing because she already knew that was coming, and yet she still panicked and is all befuddled. That's like me asking my parents to get me a Mask Rider toy for my birthday, which they agreed to, and when I opened a gift on my birthday, I started crying because it was a Mask Rider belt instead of the Play-Doh I wanted. Like, how would that make sense? Okay, but luckily this story has a happy ending, unlike the previous one, where she apologized for the commotion she caused. I mean, kudos to the user who took all the embarrassment. Dude, that must have been so awkward for everyone there. I mean, now they are like married for close to a decade, so I guess the next time in the mathematics exam, when they give a probability question using proposal as an example, a yes-no premise would not suffice, as the no contains many subsets that may either lead to a yes or married with 3 cats. Truly a wonder. Okay, the other stories have the trend of people's mothers rejecting their fathers, which somehow ends up in a lifelong marriage. I'm not sure how this thing works because I'm not exactly an expert at love, because I'm unattached, let alone have a lifelong marriage that is partly due to the fact that I have no idea how long I'm going to live for. Therefore, the scientific community should take note, lifelong is not a good unit of measurement for time because of its unpredictable nature. Okay, so that's all for today, and I hope you guys have a good day.